What's going on? You are tuned into 2FootTalk. I am your host. They call me Young Leg. With me, as always, Mr. BurrOaks. Oaks, what to do?
Shit, man. Just got back from working out, sweating my balls off, getting here for 2FootTalk, bet a little MLS. Got some transfers to talk about and ready to run it. All that good shit.
All right, so I'm gonna just get this out of the way now because I've now watched multiple angles of this. But just anyone that's getting upset about it, what did you think was gonna happen? So if you haven't seen this yet, you're gonna have to see this. This Barcelona fan decided I'm gonna wear a Lamine Yamal jersey to the Real Madrid game, and this is just how you get treated. See, look, it's all good, right? Yep. Oh. My favorite part is when he tried to get mad that he got hit in the head with a beer can. And it's like, you went into a rival fan's spot and wore a Lamine Yamal jersey. And what's even worse, you folded even harder and put on a Madrid kit after? That's the softest shit I've ever heard. You literally got security. You went and got security and then put on the gray kit after? Dog. I know he's like an internet troll and like he's got like some soccer content shit. What a fucking loser though. I'm sorry. Like, and the people that are trying to get actually like triggered about it, what'd you think was gonna happen? Hey, I'm gonna go to these guys hate each other. Let's wear the other team in the middle of all these fans. They probably won't throw beer at me. And I'll also let you know, just from going to American sports games in Philly, we've thrown shit at people for less. What the fuck are you thinking here? What are you doing, dickhead? Did you not hear us saying that the whole fucking time? Yo, dickhead, take that jersey off.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't get off the airplane in Philly without anybody calling you a dickhead. So
You're going to wear that Barca kit. We threw batteries at Santa, dog. We don't give a fuck what you're wearing. What are you doing here? You just see red when you're in Philly. Also, all the Flamengo fans that when I walked through the city just kept saying, fuck Chelsea, and then just go, vamos. It was awesome. What an experience. Wow. What a great time to be in Philly this weekend. But yeah, now we can get some stuff off our chest. I just thought everyone needed to see that because, like, what are you doing? Especially in Philly. Again, dickhead. Last week's fuck yous. Let's get some stuff off our chest. Myron, good to have you as always. MLS season. Oh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I jumped on that, and that's actually why I've been, like, actually paying attention to MLS this season.
Is Chicago beating Philly tonight?
I think Philly gets a goal, but I do like Chicago. I like both teams to score an over 2.5 there, or maybe even just an over 3 Asian handicap isn't a bad call either.
I got you. All right, so my fuck yous are pretty short, but also pretty explanatory. My first one is Bayern, just because, like, I know the game didn't mean anything against Benfica, but I needed a goal. So, like, you put up 10 on this one squad.
Benfica keeper was standing on his fucking head,
I don't give a fuck. And it's not even like you can be like, well, you know, we didn't have all of our start. Tommy Mueller still played. Leroy Sané still played. Like, y'all still had people.
Mitch got robbed of an absolute beauty because Kane was offsides and jumped over the ball.
You know it was the freest money of all time? Renato Sanchez shot on target at plus 250. That was the freest money of all time.
Di Maria shot on target at minus 115 was also pretty free.
Yeah, well, you know what really fucked that parlay up for me was Leroy Sané just being an absolute dickhead. Why is he even with Bayern still? What are we doing? Just go to the Galatasaray, bro. What are we doing? I got Porto on here because, like, and it's more about just like, yo, why are you letting Miami look good? And then you let Messi hit a free kick. You guys are fucking bums. You lost to Miami.
Free kicks at the top of the box like that.
You lost to this Miami. That's embarrassing. What's even worse is when they came home, their fans were just fucking letting them have it. It's like, we watch you lose to an MLS team. You know how much we make fun of that entire league? What the fuck? I got PSG on here, and I guess like I should take blame for this also. If anyone knew that they were going to get blanked by Botafogo, yo, props to you. I would love to know what those odds are because I thought PSG were going to be good for at least 2, maybe 3 goals. And you get blanked by Botafogo. Also, shout out the Brazilian League. I don't want to hear shit from anyone ever again talking about the Brazilian League. And why do you keep watching that? You're a degenerate. The Brazilian League is fucking electric. And they bring it
where you scout young talent.
the time. That is where you scout old ass men that are still trying to kick and barely have working legs, or teenagers that are absurdly good. The Brazilian League is absolutely electric. And the fact that every single Brazilian team also is going to the round of 16 with a game in hand, not looking great, Europe. Porto's already back at home. Shit. Fuck you to FIFA for having players play in Miami during the summer. And yeah. Whoops. He's also just a gigantic piece of shit. If I can just get my Club World Cup rant out of the way here now. I said it to Oaks earlier, but weird coincidence that absolutely nobody wanted to buy the TV rights. And then DAZN, who just happened to randomly get injected with a whole shit ton of money by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, said, hey, I know you have no bids on this. We're going to offer you $1 billion for the Club World Cup. And then weirdly enough, Saudi Arabia got the host city for the 2034 World Cup. Again, it's all by luck and all just a coincidence. Really weird coincidence, though. And, FIFA's not corrupt or anything. They would never do that. They wouldn't, fix a tournament or fix where the tournament's going to be played for a ridiculous amount of money and barely even hide it. And all of us just kind of go, all right, whatever. That's never happened before. It wouldn't happen. That was like a full presidency ago. It's fine. That wouldn't happen again. Oh, wait, that board's still there? Oh. But yeah, anyway. Club World Cup. Massive failure, too. Why are you charging $300 for tickets and then the day of oh, shit, we still have 40% of these tickets. Should we lower the price? I don't know. Do I want to watch fucking Pachuca and Real Madrid or Real Madrid versus Salzburg for $300 in Philadelphia on bullshit AstroTurf? Huh. Or would I rather my team fucking rest and go play the real season? I don't know. Fuck you, Club World Cup. This fuck you, I guess, is just kind of mean. I put Messi betters, and I really just want the fuck you to be at him because I don't blame y'all. It was a Messi birthday weekend, and the score assist was plus 200. It was wildly high. And then he just did nothing against the Brazilian squad. That's a real shame. You hate to see that. Messi was probably taking it easy on the Brazilian squad. Argentines don't have any type of feelings towards Brazilians. He definitely wouldn't have wanted to score or, at least give an assist in that game for his birthday. It's a real shame. So, fuck you if you bet Messi. And then finally, I have Leon on here. Now, appeal all day. But the amount of articles that I got to read of young Leon talent with top European clubs emerging to snatch them up. Fuck you guys. Go appeal this shit. We got European competition next year. Fuck the bullshit. Somebody break off a check. Where the fuck is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia now? Where are we at? Can somebody break off a check to Leon and keep us in League One? Where's Man City's lawyers at? Yo, man, Etihad, John, do you guys need a French team? What's good? Fuck PSG. We got history over here. What are we doing? Somebody break me off a check. Break me off a fucking check. Goodbye, booze and hot women again for Middle East World Cup. That's really sad and accurate.
Facts.
Think what to do. That's all I got, though, Oaks. Pretty solid week.
I'm gonna start with Botafogo versus Atleti. Atleti fucking blows. You let Griezmann get a game-winning goal in the 87th minute. I think we were all on Botafogo double chance. So that sucked. Jesus had a fucking really nice couple of looks at goals on a breakaway. He should have tapped one in at plus 300. So I was kind of pissed about that. PSG has been laying stinkers. Doye hasn't been getting involved at all. Neves couldn't get me a shot on target versus the fucking Sounders. We already talked about the Benfica Bayern game. Yeah, so that's kind of it on fuck yous.
Hold on. No, Botafogo Atleti, 1 card in the 96th minute.
Yeah, that was bullshit too. That ref was fucking
30 fucking fouls.
Ref gives out 3 red cards and 4 yellows the game before and comes with that bullshit.
See, Myron just knows good football because that's been a movie the last 3 fucking years. They keep leading in big tournaments. It's awesome.
It is nice that it'll finally be somewhere where people can watch it too.
Agreed. Yeah. Guys, it's actually on TV. You don't have to YouTube it after it happens.
And real quick, I know DAZN deserves to be shit on for several reasons. I will say though, I like it for free, like to watch one game. I like that they have the FOTMob ticker there so that I can just like pull that up on their fucking screen and I don't have to have a separate tab open for FOTMob so I can see who got shots on target and shit like that. So it's a solid app. Like I'll give them that, but you know, it's also owned by like the Paul brothers, I think, and yeah, they got a bunch of dirty Saudi money. So I will say though, quality place to watch a stream.
I have Sling, so I didn't use the Zone, but I'm gonna take your word for it. Right when they told me I had to sign up for something, I was like, "And you lost me."
Yeah, they did. They did ask to mine a lot of my personal information in order to watch soccer for free. So I did lie to them and use BurrOaks is my like
Wait,
first last name.
your name's not BurrOaks?
It is. It actually is.
Oh,
Not
okay.
my government name, but
All right. Well, let's get into it. We got the FIFA Club World Cup. Now, do we care about these next games? Because they seem like they're just going to be player prop games, and we're going to look at rotated lineups for a lot of the teams. And I think, like one or two of the teams actually have like spots to play for.
I mean, look, Inter versus River Plate should be pretty good. Inter is obviously on a huge downswing and they're gassed from the season and haven't looked like they care about this Club World Cup. River Plate will give them as much as they can handle. Monterrey, I kind of expect to just get a dub here. I don't know. They should be good enough.
Should be.
As far as tomorrow's stuff, Juve versus Man City for the top of that table. That'll be good because Juve just really loves to look fantastic and play a ton of their young bulls in summer. And you delude yourself as a Juventus or as an Italian fan. You're like, oh man, this Juve team might be fucking good. And then they run out Dusan Vlahovic and a bunch of fucking 30-year-olds who you're like, wow, this team fucking sucks and they're not fun to watch. So yeah, hopefully that gets fixed. But
now hear me out. Or Juve just played Al Ain and fucking Wasabi, Wyatt Casablanca.
That's true. They did, but they handled their business. They scored what, like 5? They've scored 9 goals in 2 games, which is very un-Juventus-like.
Yeah, you also got to look at the competition is from the Moroccan league and the UAE league. So it's like,
yeah,
you're right. They need to. Those are the teams. They're doing what they're supposed to do. You can't pick your opponents. But I'm not going to give a bunch of like, here's the Juve bump there because now, oh look, you're playing a team that people have actually heard of, and there's actually going to be fans in the stadium and whatnot too. So. We'll see how it goes for them. Though. If it's going to be hot like this next year in a World Cup, a South American team may win it again. Dark horse. Yeah, but like, who's the African team? And if you say anyone besides Nigeria, I don't agree.
It's got to be Ghana, right?
No way. Who do they have?
Maybe Senegal.
Senegal is always kind of good. Are we counting? I guess Morocco, yes, is an African team.
Sure,
Morocco.
yeah. I mean, Morocco.
Now, mind you, I'm still thinking Uruguay. But
yeah, are we technically like is Turkey an African team? Like I know they're in the European Union, but you know they got a land bridge literally between Europe and fucking the Middle East. So if you want to call Turkey an African team, I could get behind that.
I don't think I would call. Wasn't Turkey in Euros?
Yeah, they are. They're in Euros. I mean, yeah, if we're going by that.
Nigeria not qualifying, I can't wait to watch every African team fucking lose.
That actually is probably Nigeria's got like 7 strikers, and that's about it.
Yeah, but
they got Anguissa, who holds down the midfield too, but like their defense is pretty ass, and they don't have a keeper, so.
Yeah, right when I saw like English second league player as a starter for their defense, I was like, damn, there's nobody else.
Yeah, they don't have like a big defensive anchor. Fast as fuck. They got hella bulls that are fast as fuck. They got great wingers, forwards, strikers, offensive-minded midfielders, but they don't defend like at all. I do still hope they make the World Cup because obviously like Nigerian Super Eagle kit goes fucking hard every single year.
See, I want them to make it, but like the 2 teams in front of them are Benin and Rwanda. How the fuck do you let that happen and then expect me to be like, wow, they're going to the World Cup? And that's just to qualify for like the knockouts to figure out.
Right, to get to the qualifier.
Yeah. And then I'm looking at Egypt, who's fucking undefeated in their qualifiers. I'm just like, how? Mo Salah's not doing that much. Osimhen, go off, dog. What the fuck? Just score like 9 goals. Also, it's going to be Cameroon, Myron. It's going to be Cameroon.
Cameroon. That's the other one I was thinking. Not.
No, they wouldn't. You're not allowed to say if they could qualify, they would kill it. That's an oxymoron right there. So this team that can't qualify in AFCON is going to kill it at the World Cup.
No disrespect to Mali, but who's on that team? Like, throw out a name I would pick up right away.
Also, Mali's in the exact same spot as Nigeria, so fuck off, Myron. Again, respectfully, fuck off. I'm going for Cameroon, Senegal, Morocco. Is Ivory Coast, do they have any young bulls that I'm supposed to be worried about?
No, Ivory Coast hasn't had like a big player.
Ismaila Sarr on. Is that Senegal? Because Senegal is probably my favorite from Africa then.
Yeah, the one that's green, red, and yellow with a star in the middle.
You just described like.
Yeah, but the one with the star in the middle. That is Senegal.
Not the black star. That's Ghana.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The one that looks like a pentagram that's green.
Whoa. Don't put that evil on them. But yeah. And that was talking African World Cup qualifiers. Back to FIFA Club World Cup. Again, that Palmeiras Botafogo game is going to be lit. Does anyone really want to see Benfica versus Chelsea? It seems like it's just going to be a sad. I would love for it to just be like a goal fest, but it seems like it's going to be a boring ass sad game. Like that game screams under to me. I would love.
Yeah, and isn't Nicholas Jackson suspended on a red card too?
I thought that was the game before last.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he got suspended in the Flamengo game, and then they played somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, they played.
Yeah, they did.
Esperance. Some of these teams, it's like, damn, you really didn't want like the Barças of the world to come.
Did they pull another red card too?
No, they didn't. Did they actually? I'll look.
I'm looking now.
No, they didn't. They're all right.
Okay.
Now, when Enzo Fernandez starts for your team, like that would never surprise me. But AFCON futures betting coming soon to a holiday season. Fucking fast. Gotta fill up the summer airways somehow, man. Any other games to really care about from the FIFA Club World Cup? I'm nervous about this Flamengo Bayern game. And are we taking bets for Messi versus PSG? Like that he hates him? Like is that a game to bet Messi to score assists? Or
I don't think Messi. I don't think he even cares, dude.
Really? Because I feel like he said now in multiple interviews, like that's the least favorite team he's been on. That's where he was at his
Sure, he's only been on 3 teams though. So why the fuck do I give a shit what his 3rd favorite team is?
I'm just saying, I'd rather be at least 2nd. It's like, damn, PSG, you're under Miami. You know how much money you paid that motherfucker? And he hated y'all? You taking that? I'm nervous for Flamengo versus Bayern. Because Bayern is one of those teams that after they don't win a game and don't score, they make me extremely nervous to bet.
Yeah, they definitely tend to try and skull fuck you.
But Flamengo been holding zeros and shit. So... But also, I'm hearing that Man City and Juventus are trying to pick off Wesley from right back at Flamengo. And respectfully, fuck off. Pep Guardiola, do anything yourself, dog. Develop one player, all right? Because I heard you develop Phil Foden, and look at him now. He went from player of the year to, do I even want this motherfucker? So, let's figure this out, Pep. That was Club World Cup for you. Moving on. CONCACAF Gold Cup. Oaks, ask me how much CONCACAF Gold Cup I've watched.
How much CONCACAF Gold Cup have you watched?
Fucking none, because who really cares? I still can't get over the Americans that are like, why did Pulisic sit out for this tournament? This is literally what this tournament's for, developing our fucking talent that isn't our already solidified starters. You dumb motherfuckers. Have you ever seen a sports... Okay, whatever. But anyway, you know what else has me fucked up about the CONCACAF Gold Cup is I had the most beautiful parlay for it, and it lost by 1/2 of a corner. And I just am thinking to myself, who the fuck was letting Haiti bust down our fucking sideline so bad? What are we doing? Who's back there? What the fuck were you guys doing the entire time? Oaks, how's Canada looking? I see that Jonathan David still is allergic to scoring.
No, he scored last game.
Oh, did he? All right, cool.
Yeah, he missed that penalty kick, but then made up for it.
Yeah, but he might not be ice cold on the penalty spot anymore. I've seen him miss like 3 just this year. I'm nervous for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Canada is definitely still figuring it out. I still like what Jesse March has him doing. I know they're getting a player that they had registered for the tournament that was with Porto. Since Porto's going home, he's coming to Canada. Byron obviously isn't out of the tournament, so you're not getting Alphonso Davies walking through the door. And yeah, other guys have obligations with their clubs for Canada. Kyle Larin came on and played decent last night to finish after they were up 2-0. Look, they're getting the job done. They're going to beat Guatemala. We're going to end up playing them as long as we handle our business against Costa Rica. And it's going to be awesome. Mexico-Saudi is going to be...
That's going to be the fucking game. That game, it screams 1-0 game, and I hope Saudi makes them fucking pay for it. I just don't know how you're going to have the attacking options you do for Mexico and how weak your backline looks. And you're not just fucking feeding these guys. Like it seems like they just are allergic to shots and setting up Santiago Jimenez or Raul Jimenez. Any Jimenez. They're up there, dude. They literally only can score. They can't do anything else. Go kick it at them. You got fucking Alexis Vega up there still somehow balling, doing his. He actually looked great against Costa Rica. I kind of felt bad for him. But you got Edson Alvarez being your anchor in the middle. You don't have an excuse to not score goals against Costa Rica, especially when Keylor Navas isn't even the goalie anymore. Like, can you name anyone from Costa Rica? I don't want to be that guy. Can you name anyone?
No, they're all young. They've other than Taylor Navas.
Wait. Keylor Navas did play? I thought he retired from international play.
I swear to God, he retired.
He got man of the match. So I take back a little bit, but he also only made 4 saves. I take back a little bit of disrespect.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I Panama to come out of the bottom, like Panama got absolutely manhandled. I'm
gonna start screenshotting Myron's hot takes so we can come back to them. I feel like we haven't been monitoring all of Myron's hot takes.
I think Myron's got a point though, because like Panama's gonna handle Honduras. Honduras fucking sucks. So like they're pretty much auto in the semifinals, and then you just got to beat Mexico or Saudi to go to the final.
Well, they were automatically in the semifinals as soon as they got put in Group C with Guatemala, Jamaica, and Guadalupe. If we're being real transparent here.
Yeah, I mean, but the bottom half of that bracket, like they stand a chance against a Mexico side that we've been saying has been poor for the last 2 cycles. And Saudi is Saudi. Like I will
say they did just play Mexico like 3 months ago and lose to them.
That sounds right.
And
I think Almiron's like the only guy on Panama, right?
I thought he was on Paraguay.
Oh, maybe he is on Paraguay. So yeah, I couldn't even name you anybody off of Panama off rip.
Panama's one of those teams that everybody puts on a Panama kit and they know their role and they just kind of go and do their thing and they fall behind whoever's hot that day. Like I think who was the fucking winger that had a hat trick against Jamaica? What's it? Something Diaz? What is it?
Diaz Ismail?
Yeah, and he plays for I don't even know who the fuck he plays for. He plays in one of the South American leagues. I want to say the Chilean or the Ecuadorian league.
The Ecuadorian league, yeah.
So it's like they find whoever's hot for that game, and then they're like, "All right, we're playing." Like they all pick a new Batman every game. Essentially, Panama. There is no set Batman on that team.
I mean, you have Eduardo who plays for Dynamo Kiev, which is a legit team that plays in Europe and is in European competition. Not to discredit like the entire amount of South America, but like I'm not going to take time to go through the South American players that play in South America. You got a midfielder who plays for Pumas in the Mexican league, which is solid. You got one defender who plays for Marseille and a guy who plays for Norwich.
Sick.
And a guy who plays for Slovan Bratislava, who you just heard of because they played Champions League this year.
Still didn't hear about him.
Right. So, it's where the talent level is. It's not like these guys aren't going to play hard. Like, that's the other thing with like the Gold Cup is it's just a different brand of football. It's really physical. The refs don't blow the whistle. And you got guys who actually give a fuck and want to represent their nation. So there are no real walkovers in this game, despite the talent discrepancy. So, I can see you wanting to back Panama. If you think they have a legit chance at beating Saudi or Mexico, then it's probably not a bad hedge. But Saudi or Mexico is probably the move.
In the Copa. They also lost 6-1 to Chile right before that and lost to America a couple months before that too. So
I also remember us being complete trash in the Copa.
Yeah. I remember us being horrendous the entire time. They went to the final and lost to Mexico, correct?
Probably.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't think we lost to Mexico, did
we?
No.
No. Panama did.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, like they're doing stuff every now and then, sometimes. But also, on their day, Mexico, USA, Canada, any of them should be Panama. Like, I don't want to say easily, but
should.
The odds shouldn't be that good either. That's really all I had for games, guys. Oaks is going to do a little bit of MLS with you. I'm pretty sure. Oaks, you got him.
Sure.
I'm not forcing tonight's games unless you have tonight's games.
No, these are. That's the only one I fucking have looked at even a little bit. So this is what I got
going all these games, and then they have games in like 3 days too.
Yeah, this is what I got going on right now. I'm on New York Red Bulls money line. They just scored versus Toronto. Revs versus Nashville. I liked the under there, but didn't get involved. I didn't make a move. New England just scored as I was talking. I am on Columbus Crew minus 0.75 on the Asian handicap. I'm not going to look up what that's doing live right now. And then in Montreal versus Cincy, I'm on Cincy money line and Evander to score or assist. Waiting to see who got the goal / any contributions there for New York. I did sprinkle Forsberg goal and assist as well separately because they were better numbers. Anyway, I like the Chicago Fire at home tonight. I think they can win. I'm probably not going to get involved in a side. I do think the Union can score. I like the over there. Dallas versus San Jose. San Jose put a mediocre performance away at Portland. They've never won at Portland. They managed to draw in a 1-1. Somebody got a red card, so check availability there. I don't have a strong opinion. I don't have a good feel for Dallas. I do like San Jose, though. They can move the ball and score. Minnesota United versus Houston Dynamo at home. Minnesota United has been a wagon in the West this year. I know they have several players out on World Cup stuff, but they still got Holguin, Laud, and Yerba there. So I like them to get a win over a struggling Houston Dynamo team. Minnesota's sitting in third place. Dynamo in 11th on the table there. So I like Minnesota. You're probably going to have to do something with the spread or take Minnesota and over 1.5. SKC versus Charlotte. I like both teams to score over 2.5 there. Orlando City continues to be one of the best road teams in the MLS. They're on the road at St. Louis City. I'd look to get involved in Orlando. Draw no bet or double chance and maybe take them to score a goal or two on the road there. I want nothing to do with the Rapids versus the Galaxy. Both of those teams are kind of ass. And Vancouver Whitecaps playing San Diego FC. I like San Diego. Their team is more complete with people leaving for international duty. So I think San Diego's a sleeper away team there.
You know what's got me fucked up is looking at the Sergio Ramos shots on target numbers for tonight.
Columbus Crew just scored, by the way, up 1-0 now.
All right, Columbus is up 1-0. I have a free 30% boost on any soccer bet for $10, and I don't know what to do with it. I was gonna do Philly double chance when I was like, all right, I won't be mean.
I mean, have you taken a look at their lineup?
No, I looked at the table. Who's number one?
That's true.
Who's getting better form?
I don't know if I'd say you're in better form.
Well, we haven't lost a game since April. When's the last time y'all lost a game?
Don't lump me in with y'all. I mean, they
All
did
right.
lose to the Fire or to Nashville.
And NYCFC. And then you beat the shit out of DC, which was really
We
fun.
did beat the absolute brakes off of DC.
I'm gonna probably take your boy though, Cyphers.
Cyprus for a goal. That's a good call.
Yeah. Especially because they still are kind of I don't know, they're not disrespecting them that much. As soon as I saw that what's his face, Barbo wasn't playing, I was like, oh.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that's why our odds look like that. Oh. And I was like, you know what? Chris Donovan got us. And Chris Donovan we trust. Or just take a Jacob Glenson shot and don't even fucking look at it again. Because now Bedoya is apparently a right back in Philly. So fuck buying new people in Philly. We adapt, guys. That's all we do. We just adapt. And yeah, that was MLS with BurrOaks. And then I'm gonna talk about the Union because fuck Chicago.
Yeah, if you I mean, it's never a bad call to throw $5 or a cup of coffee on Kai Wagner dime either.
Yeah, Kai Wagner. Dude, just the up and down story of Kai Wagner in Philly is my favorite part about him.
I love how they didn't want to give him a deal, and everybody in Philly, every game, the whole match, they're like, sign Kai Wagner, you fucking broke boys.
Yep.
Stop being cheap and pay for Kai Wagner, dickhead.
All right, guys, we're moving on. Everybody's favorite summer segment. It's the YL transfer market news. So,
I actually saw a really good transfer that I liked.
all right, I'm going to let you sprinkle that in, but first things first, I just want to say Fabrizio Romano is on Barca's dick. I have
all the time.
I've never seen such blatant meat riding from Fabrizio Romano. Do you know how many fucking posts I've seen about Nico Williams where like, well, they're planning on doing this? Nobody fucking cares. Unless you're tweeting, here we go. No one fucking cares. How many times can you tell us, hey, they really want to pay for Nico Williams' release clause? No shit. Too bad they're fucking broke. So nobody fucking cares. And you already misreported it, Fabrizio. Stop dick eating. Take it out of your fucking eyes for 1 second and just read something. Hey, they can't do this legally. Oh shit, they'll have to wait until at least July. Give yourself a fucking break, all right? Just relax the muscle, buddy. Relax the fucking muscle and let it out. It'll be okay. Dick eating. I don't know if I said anything about it, but the next one is just Liverpool buys Wirtz and Frimpong. This might be like a little bit of a hot take because if Wirtz or Frimpong went to like any other team, I'd be like, wow, that's gonna be crazy. Did they get any better? Are we like nervous at all about Liverpool? Because again, I love both those players. You guys have heard me hype those players up for the last like what 4 or 5 years. I can't tell if I'm being a hater, but like even when I look at the lineup, I'm just kind of like, who's playing striker? What's your plan? Is Gakpo going back to striker now? Because he was left wing, then he was a 10. Now Salah might bounce. Oh, wait, we're going to give him a year extension. Luis Diaz is supposed to bounce. Apparently, he wants to go to Barca, but then apparently they were going to strike a deal with Real Madrid. And I'm sitting over here like, we do not need you. What? Neither of these teams need you. So just all the moves I hear about Liverpool and then what they actually did they really get any better? I'll have to see what Frimpong does in England because I might eat those words because I'm not the biggest Trent fan and he's literally on my team now. But I just don't see really how Liverpool got that much better at all. Wait, hold on. What was your transfer rumor? What do you got for me?
I liked seeing Fran Dugala from Bruges is now back in La Liga. He made it to Celta.
Okay. So I'll never hate mixing somebody up on Celta, man.
Celta's got
some help.
Yeah, well, they also have another young bull who I like who's been putting in some nasty crosses and feeds and just needs somebody to finish. So I think $5 million for Juncala, who is a Spanish national. He came up through Espanyol's club and spent a little time over at Barcelona before going to Bruges, is an absolute fantastic signing for $5 million.
Yeah, $5 million. Almost close to that. I got Norgard to Arsenal. Apparently only 10 mil.
I saw like 16, but yeah.
I think that's with all the add-ons.
Yeah.
Again, is that the Thomas Partey replacement? Because I don't necessarily see him as like a box-to-box or CDM kind of guy. Now, maybe like in the Arteta plan, it'll look completely different. That just wasn't the midfielder I pictured them needing. So they were also at one point going for like Brahim Diaz, which I was like, yo, give us 50 million for Brahim Diaz. And then he got an extension and I'm sad about it. But I don't know if they're like sliding Declan Rice back into that role and then Norgard's going to play up with Odegaard. I also thought they had a young bull that they were excited about, but I guess fuck that. I low-key would put Miles Lewis-Skelly at the CDM. He was cooking in the midfield. But I'm not the manager. That's Arteta. Whatever. Just seemed like again, though, great bargain for them. 10 mil, I would take it for that. Ronaldo trying to do some recruiting for his old teammates. Casemiro to Al Nassr. I don't know if this one will actually happen because then Man U will have legitimately no fucking midfield at all. It'll just be Ugarte, Kobe Mano versus the world, and hopefully nobody ever gets injured, even though Ericsson's still on the team. So I don't know what Man U's plan is and I don't think Casemiro is a great plan either because like he filled a hole for you guys, but like you were supposed to find a replacement in these last 3 years. So when's that coming up? Because my man, what 36 now, 35, and it's not like he's like looking younger and more spry. So I think he's good for another season, maybe 2. He'd definitely be good over at Al Nassr, but Man U's still just buying attackers. I heard that Man U, I got some other names on here for Man U, and they ain't midfielders. So just don't know what their plan is. Sancho trying to link up with his old manager, Jose Mourinho at Fenerbahce. I don't hate that for him at all. I think he needs to go and play under a real fucking manager that's going to tell him what's what. People think Jose Mourinho is crazy and a dickhead. He is literally always right. He was completely right about Dele Alli. He said, I can turn you into a superstar or you're going to fall out. And then Mourinho was gone. He didn't want to listen to him. And where's Dele Alli now? Just like little things where he's always said how things are going to go. He said the same shit about Man U. They've brought nothing in. They're riding off their old name. Their stadium's falling apart. All this is bad. Oh, look, they're still not doing shit and it's still bad and the team's only gotten worse. So for me, Mourinho is always right. And Sancho, that is a great manager for you to go play for. Other one for Sancho I saw was Sancho to Juve. And I really wish Nick was here so he could talk shit on Juve. And now I'm not even going to bring up Ciro Immobile to Bologna because Nick's not here. But that's also in the works. But Sancho to Juve, anyone thinking that there's going to be money involved, you're fucking wrong. Well, the deal that I saw was Douglas Luiz and Dusan Vlahovic in a swap deal for Sancho. Which, yeah, if you guys forgot, Douglas Luiz is still on Juve. They do pay him still. I just don't know what you're really getting when you swap with Sancho. Now, they could use an exciting winger. I think it would match up really well with Chico, with Yildiz, and whoever Juventus is planning on putting up front. I really hope it's not Vlahovic. But it also could fall apart really easily because Sancho is not the healthiest player. I don't know what Napoli's doing either because I saw they're going after Darwin Núñez or Højlund, which is like, what? I just don't. Now, Darwin Núñez would fucking murder it in the Italian league. He screams Italian league superstar striker. And then he would go after being like a gold boot winner in Italy to another team and fucking flop horrendously. But he would be incredible in the Serie A. He's big enough, really fast, and I think they would let him get enough shots off where he could still score eventually. Like, if you let him get more than 6 shots
off, you think he's better, Dzeko?
Yeah, I do, actually. I think Dzeko was also just straight built for Serie A.
Yeah, I mean, that's the exact body type you need in Serie A.
Well, he's Dzeko, but he's faster. He's got better...
He's not as skilled in the air.
He's got better dribbling ability, but he's not as deadly in front of net. He's not as good in the air. And I think Dzeko, as much as I said Darwin Núñez has better dribbling ability, Dzeko had much better touch.
Yeah, so, for sure. Yeah.
And like actually set somebody up, whereas Darwin Núñez needs to like his brain doesn't work that fast, it seems like. Where he's like, all right,
he plays his best when he turns his brain off.
Yeah.
He needs to stop thinking and just
But then
start
he also
reacting.
fights fans in the crowd when he turns his brain off. So he's like,
Yeah, I
wait.
like that.
Yeah, that's my dog.
That shit pops over in Italy.
Yeah, that shit does pop in Italy. I got a bunch of ready for these Arsenal ones. Again, they're not midfielders. We got Barcola to Arsenal, which I don't hate, but is he playing striker? And that's still like not the number 9 you guys are saying that you need. He's a winger, and he's
Right.
not the Premier League size for a 9.
That's fine if you want to move on from Martinelli and bring in Barcola.
Yeah, that's my other thing. I was like, and is Martinelli? And what about young bull that took Saka's spot for like 3 months because he was balling? Is he getting any opportunity or nah? And then I have Gyökeres to Arsenal. He has made a firm point with the president. Yo, I am not playing here anymore. Kind of being a dickhead, to be honest with you, but his club's also being dickheads.
Cruz has scored again, and Gazdag is on the score sheet with a dime.
What a guy.
Finally starting to find his way into that offense.
Facts. I think I already said Elanga, but now Newcastle has actually put out an offer for Elanga to Nottingham Forest for like 40 to 50 mil. Newcastle's just doing like small, really good business because I really do rate Anthony Elanga, and I think he would look awesome at right wing for them as long as Harvey Barnes is on left wing. And fuck Anthony Gordon. Sell Anthony Gordon to Liverpool for 150 mil. Do it. These are just like kind of like headlines that I saw now. Rodrigo is at least 90 mil. So I don't know who keeps coming for Rodrigo, but it's 90 mil or don't even bother saying anything to us. And that's just at least 90. Still, if you offer us 90, it'll probably be like, no. And I'm looking for more like $150. I want y'all to overpay because my man has more Champions League than you.
I'm not going to get rid of the only guy who can press in fucking Javi Alonso's system.
I'm going to get rid of the guy that's going to be fucking 5 times the amount we paid for him. And also didn't do fuck all. He is not worth that. If we're being completely honest, after last season, he's just not worth that at all. Like, not even close. He had what, like 15 goal contributions last season?
I don't know.
So anyone that's going to offer us that ridiculous amount of money, unless something drastic happens and Xabi really does just ignite that in him, which is also completely possible. He's a ridiculously talented player and already very talented.
Yeah, and he's been playing fucking defense for us all year because Vasquez is just playing higher up the pitch than him. Like, I'd
agree with you if I didn't watch him miss so many fucking chances.
Sure, but he's not getting the same amount of chances and good chances that he was like 2 years ago. So look, I'm not going to sit here and fucking argue about Rodrigo being underutilized because he got fucked over by having to play on Vasquez's side this season and fight through injuries in a year that we didn't go out and get the reinforcements we knew we needed to win. Like, you know as well as I do that Prez packed it up the towel and said, I'm not spending any more money. I want Don Carlo out, and we're going to go in a new direction.
I'm with you, but also if somebody wants to give me $150 million for a player that I know is not completely worth it right now, I'm not saying he's not going to be eventually worth that, but I would take the 150, especially if Xabi's going to be playing this formation I've been watching, which doesn't look like it really includes Rodrigo. It seems like he's playing more attacking mids, and I think Rodrigo could easily play that position as well. But because right now, then that means the other odd man out would be Vinicius, which I think it's absolutely ridiculous. If any fan says they want Vinny out, I assume that 1, they're probably racist, or 2, they don't know ball.
Don't watch ball. They don't watch ball.
It's one or the other. Because if you're a fan of Real Madrid and you're saying Vinicius should leave, what have you been doing the last fucking 3-4 years? Did you miss Benzema? Because I didn't. And then we won another one right after that because that Vinny guy was still there.
On his back, too. On him and Jude Bellingham's and fucking Rodrigo's back.
That's the most annoying part about our
shout out Tony Cruz farewell tour.
So quick to forget all that shit. And Ancelotti said it. He's like,
and it's because he got robbed of the Ballon d'Or. People forget that he had a fucking 60-goal contribution season.
Yeah. And I think it's funny that everyone's like, oh, Vinny lost it. I was like, Vinny had one down year, and it was still fucking top 10 in the world, and y'all are complaining? Okay, whatever. Again, whatever.
Right. With a bunch of guys who couldn't fucking get the ball over through a line-breaking pass to save their lives.
Yeah, but we have Hoyson now. That kid is so unbelievable.
He is. He's very nice with it. Him playing next to fucking Rudiger is gonna look sick.
Oh, speaking of those two, I wrote on here David Alba's a dickhead because like the report is, Real Madrid doesn't plan on selling him and he wants to play out the end of his contract, and it's just like, we have paid you so much money to do nothing. I hate you. If he doesn't absolutely fucking murder it this year or take a fucking pay cut, I'm going to shit on his whole career. Because the last fucking 3 years has ruined that. And we just loaded this man up with free trophies and a shit ton of money, and he returned nothing. He's low-key Hazard 2.0. If he didn't lift that fucking chair for that one Champions League, that man's Hazard 2.0. Just so you know. Ansu Fati's getting a contract extension. Woo! La Masia! Yes, next Messi. Fucking right. Give him that contract extension. Remember when he wore the 10 jersey? That was crazy time. Moise Kean to Man U. I think Man U just goes after anyone that's like, wait, did they get hot in Italy for a little bit? Yeah. Look him up. What does that say? Is that a 9 or a 6? Okay, yeah, just throw him 90 million. And then I just wrote as my last thing that Leipzig I can't tell if they love or they hate Sesko. Because like they're not accepting the like $75 or $80 million bid. Not again, like when I've watched him play, and the ball and like his body shape and athleticism tells me, okay, that's not unreasonable. And then you look at the fucking numbers and you're like, wait, how many goals did this guy have? And they want 90 million just does not go where it used to. Ronaldo cost Real Madrid 90 million. Do you want to look up how many fucking goals he was scoring when we bought him? Mind you, that was like, 15, 17 years ago now? But still, it's just crazy to me how inflated all this shit is. Where even like, I got Fede Valverde for 5 mil. And you're telling me Benjamin Sesko's worth fucking 90? And you're saying no to 75 mil? How much do they fucking pay to get him off of fucking RB Salzburg? Because, I don't know. I can't tell if they love him, but they're like, we can't let him go. We need all this money just to replace him. Or they're like, fuck you, dude. You are not leaving. We're about to lose Xavi Simmons. What are we supposed to do? Oh, Penda's ass now. What do we do? He got real Belgian on us. What's up with Belgian strikers, too? Just fucking losing it all of a sudden. It's almost like fucking holy shit. It's almost like Space Jam where they just all of a sudden don't know how to fucking play anymore. Lukaku did it. KDB's doing it. Openda did it. Like, as long as Tielemans did it for a little bit, he found it again. Now we're good. Tielemans is back. But I hope it doesn't happen to Doku because it low-key, it's kind of looking like it's coming that way. So I won't put that evil on y'all, Man City. You are about to play us soon, though, just so you know. But I think he's hurt now anyway. But, yeah, that's all my transfer news. Oaks, any other transfer news?
Gus Till signed a 2-year extension with PSV, which I think is a good move for him.
Anyone that signs an extension that's American with PSV, I immediately like more.
This is a good one. FC Copenhagen are looking to finalize a deal for Lukaku from Dortmund.
You said Mukoku?
Mukoku, yes. Permanent transfer to FC Copenhagen, who I believe is going to get a shot at Champions League again this year.
Dortmund's got me fucked. Why is nobody giving my boy Mukoku a chance here? Because every time I watch him play,
he's going to get a chance being the striker for Copenhagen now.
Yeah, I just always thought Dortmund had a better eye for it. I'm just a little sad about it. It's kind of
I mean, they've had him since he was like 16. It's time to ship it. Like, he's got to go somewhere if they're not going to play him.
Yeah.
And they got Gerasi there.
I feel the same way about Cheeto over on Man U. I'm like, you guys keep buying these strikers, and Cheeto's still better than all of them.
Yep. Johnny Cardosa from Betis to Atleti. All my fucking homies hate Atleti. Yes.
What a stupid fucking move by him. Also,
terrible move.
How much was it?
I don't have a price in front of me.
I would love to know how much. I hope they broke fucking Atleti's bank on some bullshit.
I feel like he was on loan from Tottenham, so Tottenham probably had to get involved in that deal.
Wait, Johnny Cardoso was on loan from Tottenham?
I don't know. I know Tottenham had something to do with him.
I don't know. That's crazy.
The other one, Luis Enrique from Marseille to Inter for 20 mil.
Nah, it says he's getting signed from Betis.
Okay.
Oh, it's because Tottenham. I think he was from the Tottenham Academy, so they wanted some.
Okay, did they have a
transfer
buyback on him or
development.
something?
No. They wanted some point. They wanted a cut essentially from
Okay.
like transfer development or whatever. Yeah, you
So
just
on.
sold him away. You didn't do anything. No offense. He's only 23. What the fuck development did you do? I just want to know how much. 30 million euros? Okay, Batiste. I'm here for that.
Yeah, I mean, that gets you some money to potentially sign Anthony, which would be huge.
True that. All I know is that if I'm a young midfielder and I'm going to Atleti, I'm just assuming that I'm going to end up as like a center back or a wing back or a striker. And Koke's still going to play over me somehow at center mid. That's what I'm saying.
Another small one that I think is good is Lucas Nemcha to Leeds from Wolfsburg.
I like that one too.
And that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Shout out Joe Bellingham for continuing to stunt.
I was gonna say, right when my man scored already, I was like, all right, so he is a real Bellingham. What a guy. And when he got like fouled like 3 times while dribbling and still somehow kept it and kept going, I was like, oh, I've seen that before. Oh, pretty cool. All right, that's all we got for you guys. Make sure you follow us at TwoFootTalk. That's at TWO Foot Talk. Link is in the description below. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. All the likes and subscriptions really help us out a lot. Help us to make more content for you and give you all the updates for everything we got going on. You can follow me at A Young Leg. You can follow Oaks at BurrOaks77. Again, all the links are down in the description. Like and subscribe. Oaks, anything else going on this week for you?
No, that's about it. I just gonna I'm playing golf with my dad tomorrow, which will be kind of cool. He's coming out to see him, which is always fun. No more Belarus shots, Joey. Inter doesn't care about this fucking thing. Like, they just don't. They're beat to shit. They were barely able to get enough guys on the pitch for a Champions League final that they got absolutely ass blasted 5-0 for. They all just want to go the fuck home and go on vacation. It's been a terrible, terrible season for Inter. Morale's at an all-time low. They fired their coach. I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
You heard it.
DeMarco might shoot, but he hasn't shot in like the last 8 games he's played. So I'm super off that train right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Franco Mastundo. His shit's like minus 200 though, so I don't know about that. All right, That's all I got for you guys. Fuck with Jared.
It's what you're hearing.
We are TwoFootTalk, and we're out.